Many years ago, by many I mean more than one, I finished college. And I was looking forward to go out there, get a job, earn a 6-figure salary, and be available for some girl to meet the man of her dreams. What no one told me is that it's all right to earn a 6-figure salary, but what really matters is where the decimal point is. The job came. I was handpicked by Safaricom while I was still in college, but I had to go through the recruitment process. On 2nd of May, which is my birthday, I accept M-Pesa, I waltzed through the gates of Safaricom. Young, ambitious, hungry, and ready to earn a 6-figure salary. During the interview, I was asked how much pay I expected, and I said 100,000 shillings after tax. That was bold, huh? One interviewer looked at me, paused, and asked, "What if on top of that, we give you a full medical cover, assign you a car and a driver? What do you think of that deal?" And I said, "Wow, are you kidding me?" And she was like, "Yeah, but you started it." It wasn't until the end of the month that I understood the depth of her statement. When I received my payslip, looked at the figures therein, and I thought, surely, this must be my airtime allowance. I was thankful nonetheless, because peanuts are better than no nuts at all. I started working as a sales rep, and I rose to a corporate account manager. Life was good, and I was growing fast. I loved the company, as it was world-class in every aspect. Being in the sales department meant that besides the salary, we received commission. And I remember January 2013, when I became the top salesman, having achieved 230% of my sales target. And that month, my bank account balance looked like a phone number. Have you been at a point in your career when everything seems to be working for you? When you have all your ducks in a row? When you're on top of your game? I know Don can't relate. But deep down, you feel something is missing. I was in that situation. Despite all this success, I desired more. I wanted more. And I felt that I could be more. The amazing thing is that the more that I desired to be had been staring at me this whole time. I am an outgoing person. I have always had a passion for talking to people. As a young boy growing up, I could never stop talking. I felt like the world was dying to hear my opinion. Or maybe my voice would repair the ozone layer. In my early school days, I always featured on the noisemakers list, even when I was not in class. So whenever my department needed someone to lead the ice-breaking during meetings, they turned to me to offer some positive social disruption. Not only did I enjoy it, but I was good at it. Many of my colleagues encouraged me to pursue speaking as a career. And this is when I became conscious about it. As part of consciously developing this passion, my mentor, Ronnie Osumba, often had many public lectures, and I would request to tag along with him and curtainries for him. I was looking for every opportunity to speak. My turning point came when I was invited to speak at a boot camp in Limuru. I had 20 minutes to engage the youths. To my surprise, I was given 10,000 shillings as a token of appreciation. And this got me thinking, if I made 10,000 shillings in 20 minutes, how much more would I make if I fully committed to pursue this passion? Pursuing this passion seemed foolish. How could I leave such a great brand with great perks and a great promise? How would I survive without a salary? How would I pay my rent? How would I finance my master's degree? What would my friends say? And my folks? These and many other questions were followed by a stubborn set of what-if questions. What if I fail? What if I suck? What if I'm not good enough? What if nobody is willing to pay to listen to me? I was honestly afraid to take that leap of faith. Nonetheless, I registered a company, like many of us have. But it was not operational. I was waiting for the perfect time when I would be ready to step out. I now realize that time never comes. I started hating Mondays. I would wonder, why on earth is Monday so close to Friday? But Friday is so far away from Monday. It was difficult to wake up in the morning to go to work. I know some of you know exactly what I mean. While at work, quitting time was at 5 p.m. At 4:30, I would start clearing my desk and saying goodbye to my colleagues because I did not want anyone to get in my way as I approached the highlight of my day. At 4:50, I would go to the bathroom. Of course, I had to pee on company time. And at 5, I was gone. You look around and I was gone. You would wonder, how can a man leave a building so fast without a fire drill? And slowly, but surely, I started being mediocre at my work. One morning I walked into the office and I said, enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. I went to my laptop, pulled out my resignation letter that had been there for 4 months, and took it to the HR office, and actually handed it in. Was I scared? Hell yes. I was scared out of my wits. But I thought to myself, if I keep listening to the counsel of my fear, I will die never knowing what great a man I could have become. I felt the fear, but I did it anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes for you to grow, you have to let go. This is when I started focusing on building the company that I had registered, which I had strategically named Premier Group, to sound massive and sophisticated. Yet I was the group. I started operation by opening departmental email addresses, ranging from accounting, finance, HR, and finally CEO's office. For 6 months, my sent items were in their hundreds. But there was nothing coming into my inbox. Not even spam emails. The only emails in my inbox were the ones I was sending to myself to find out if this thing is still working. Whenever I sent an email to a potential client, I would send using the sales account. And after introducing a product, I would say, copied herein is a CEO, in case you'd like to discuss further details. I did not have an office, therefore I operated from my bachelor pad. Hint, bachelor pad. Whenever somebody or a client requested for a meeting, I would ask them, let's do this over a cup of coffee. And I think, man, he's so kind. And known to them, it had nothing to do with kindness. Whenever somebody called my office, his call would be picked at the reception. And the conversation would go something like this. Thank you for calling Premier Group. How may I help you? And the client would request to speak to the CEO. Then he would be told, kindly hold as I transfer you to the CEO. Guess who the receptionist was? That's right. I put them on hold, walk back and forth, come back. This is the CEO's office. How may I help you? If the client was lucky, they would get to speak to the CEO. But once in a while, the CEO would be in a meeting and they would be requested to leave a message. And the client would hang up convinced that he had spoken to 3 different people. And I managed this by either changing my tone or my accent. That was foolish, right? But was it? I didn't have the resources to hire staff. I was all that I had. Therefore, I had to do what I had to do. Things got tough. There were times that I remember I've had to take a tomato and water for dinner, not because I was trying to stay healthy or to lose weight, seeing I have none left to lose. It's because I was broke. And what it made it even worse for me is that there's this perception in the market that for you to be a professional speaker, you gotta be old and big in size. 2 qualities that I clearly possess. My breakthrough came when I was called by Safaricom to give a motivational talk at an event. Never burn your bridges. It went really well. They gave me a recommendation letter. And a recommendation letter from the most profitable company south of Sahara and north of Limpopo is all that I needed. And it really opened doors. Since then, my foolishness has taken me to places that only existed in my imagination. I have spoken to people of all walks of life. I have spoken to top corporate. I have spoken to schools. I have spoken to an audience of 8,000 people, and that was not in a political rally. And now, I'm speaking to you. And in many of these places that I speak, every voice is followed by an invoice. My foolishness has also led me to publish 3 books. Meet people that I never thought I could meet. Identify and discover gifts that I never thought I possessed. And above all, the satisfaction that comes with knowing that what I do makes a difference. And I can hardly wait to see where next my foolishness takes me. Do I consider myself a success? No. I ain't what I want to be. I ain't what I should be. But I am glad I ain't what I was. And seated in this room this evening are men and women who probably desire more. Whatever your more is. And maybe you're stuck because of fear. Here is the greatest lesson that I have learned throughout my journey. That the cave you are so afraid to enter is the same cave that holds the treasure that you seek. And all you need to do is take that step to writing the next chapter of your story. Because the greatest of all human tragedies is being afraid to live out your story. Take that step. Because by a mile, it's a trial. By a yard, it's hard. But inch by inch, anything is a cinch. Be bold, be foolish, be anything.